Someone you love dies. Your whole world cracks. But listen, somehow you're still standing, not intact, changed. You ever wonder why you don't just shatter? You've felt it, that weight, like someone's poured concrete in your chest. But part of you keeps moving anyway. That's not luck. Everyone you know thinks resilience is just about being tough. Push harder, suck it up, wrong. It's deeply wired into your nervous system, like breathing. You didn't choose this. Stanford did a study in 2017, over 8,000 people. Guess what predicted resilience? Not background, not money. Grit. The raw choice to keep going when everything tells you to quit. But here's the part nobody talks about. Two people can experience the same disaster. One breaks, one bends and bounces back. It looks random. It's not. Your brain chemistry's in the driver's seat. See, when your stress spikes, your prefrontal cortex snaps on or it collapses. The difference? Tiny chemical signals roaring through your synapses. Wait, think about that. You don't get to vote on your norepinephrine surge. It just hits. If you've got the right wiring, you move. If you don't, you freeze. David Goggins. Guy ran ultramarathons with broken bones. You think that's talent? No. That dude throws himself into discomfort over and over until pain gets boring. Most people think it's about not feeling the sting. Here's the truth. You actually feel it harder. But you lean in on purpose. Your willingness to stare right at fear, that's resilience. Let me pull the thread even tighter. Genetics. You carry alleles, tiny switches in your DNA, like the 5-HTTLPR short variant, proven to increase risk of breakage after trauma, showed in Caspi's 2003 study. But here's the twist. You can override that switch. Trauma rewires you for better or worse. Survivors of war, loss, jail, they look nothing alike inside as before. There's one pattern behind all of this. You'll see it clearly in a moment. Pain isn't the test. Repetition is. Your mind adapts at the edge, forced to craft new maps in the dark. That tension between break and bend drives you further than comfort ever did. Everyone wants the shortcut. No cheat code exists. It's ours in the discomfort gym. And this is where you start seeing the cracks in the old answers. So if you feel broken, like there's no way out, stop. That's the crossing point where resilience's real engine kicks in. Here's what nobody tells you about that. Ask yourself, where did you actually grow? Comfort or chaos? Spoiler, every growth spurt you ever had came at the edge, with your back against the wall. You step up not when things calm down, but when chaos sets the rules. And here's the brutal truth. You're more built for this than you ever thought. The real pattern? It's hiding in plain sight, almost within reach. Everyone assumes resilience is rare, that only the heroic or the genetically blessed get it. That's dead wrong. The real engine of bouncing back is everywhere. And in part 2, you'll finally see it, because it's already lurking inside you. You want to know where resilience really starts? It's in that first split second when everything goes sideways, before your brain even has the words. Your chest, your gut, that full body alarm. That's the beginning. You don't control it. You feel it surge through your veins. And that's the first lie your mind tells you. Freeze, don't move, hide. But here's the part nobody talks about. Your body's panic isn't a stop sign. It's an invitation. That adrenaline spike? It primes you for action. Not survival in the old sense, but change. That's why you grit your teeth. That's why your hands shake. It feels wrong, like something you should calm down, but wrong. That unrest is your edge. It's rocket fuel if you point it in the right direction. Think about Viktor Frankl. Auschwitz. Lost his wife, his parents, everything. Did he just grit his teeth and hope? No. He found a reason, a picture in his mind. Not just positive thinking, meaning. You need a why so strong that your how doesn't matter. That awful moment becomes the proof you're alive. That's the difference. That's the real pattern. You don't dig deep and find nothing. You dig and discover a stupidly simple reason to keep swinging. Sometimes it's a person. Sometimes it's pride. Sometimes it's just spite. Just the drive to not get knocked out by life itself. Your brain makes it up if it has to. It improvises meaning. That's resilience. The guts to make a new story. Now listen, every self-help book says visualize. See yourself winning. But that skips a step. The real power? Not pretending you don't feel pain. Not lying to yourself that it doesn't suck. It's staring at the pain and asking, what can I do with this? Stanford's Kelly McGonigal, 2012. She runs these stress studies where the people who believe stress is bad actually die earlier. But the ones who get that stress can be a tool. Those folks live longer, get tougher. Your brain changes the rules depending on your beliefs, literally rewires itself. That's not New Age nonsense. MRI scans prove it. Your beliefs decide if you sink or swim. Every time you say, I can't handle this, your brain shrinks away from the challenge. When you say, let's see what happens, everything lights up. Dopamine, endorphins. Your prefrontal cortex is literally lighting up solutions. No joke. University of Pennsylvania study 2017 proves it. Optimism is physical. You hack your hardware. Here's where it flips. You think resilience is preserved for the brave, the special, the rare ones. You've been tricked by highlight reels. The truth? Resilience is practiced like any skill. It's grounded in repetition. Mess up, try again. Fail, get back up. Olympians don't have superpowers. They have routines. They get trashed by setbacks, then wake up early and do it all over. It starts stupidly small. You drag yourself off the couch. You walk the block instead of sinking into the bed. That micro win is how you build the ladder out. Nobody records those moments. But your brain logs everyone. That's neural grit. Stack them and you get the identity of a fighter. The tricky part? Your brain tries to keep the story short. It says, this is who you are. Period. But you can rewrite that script every morning. That's neuroplasticity. You literally wake up with a new brain if you push it hard enough. The old story rots. The new one grows roots. Fast. Wait. Here's the reveal nobody wants to hear. Resilience isn't about not breaking down. It's about shattering, then picking up the pieces anyway. You can melt down, curse the sky, slam the door, all fine. The test? You come back. You try again. That's the code. Your brain craves certainty. But all the growth, the real leaps, come from uncertainty, unknown territory. When you let yourself exist in the middle, right on the edge, you don't need answers. You need to stay in the ring. That's the sharp line between bouncing back and crumbling. No shortcuts. So next time you're knee-deep in the mess, forget the fake bravado. That's ego trying to protect you. Instead, admit it. This sucks. But then ask what's next. That micro question? It's the lever. You just cracked open the door to something new. Most never bother. You will. Here's the wild twist. Resilience feels like weakness at first. You stumble. You break routines. You cry when nobody's looking. That doesn't disprove your toughness. That's the proof in motion. It means you're facing it down instead of running. Courage is ugly up close. There's a word for that messy courage. Antifragile. Nassim Taleb. Means you don't just survive chaos. You adapt. You even get stronger from it. Like a muscle after the burn. Most folks chase comfort. But you chase the edge. That's the only place this works. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation is a fair weather friend. The most resilient folks, soldiers, cancer survivors, solo climbers, they act when motivation is dead. They run on something deeper, discipline, or maybe just plain stubbornness. That's where the switch flips. You don't feel ready. You act anyway. That's the trick nobody sells. See, you've got a reservoir inside you. You barely test it most days. Stress comes and you assume the tank's empty. It isn't. Go to your edge. Stay there. You'll feel it refill. Sometimes slow, sometimes all at once. It's more bottomless than you ever imagine. You measure it wrong by what you feel in the moment. Here's the last twist of the knife. Nobody awards you for surviving. No parades. Most who see you standing tall again will never know what it cost you. That's the price tag. You pay, and your growth is invisible. Until one day, you look in the mirror and you don't recognize the tougher version staring back. That's the receipt. But here's what changes everything. The key you've missed. Resilience isn't a single act. It's a relationship with your own limits. Every struggle gets you more fluent in your own language. Fear, hope, rage, grit. You get good at talking yourself through hell and back. That's mastery. It's not a finish line. It's a negotiation. So when everything burns down, yeah, you're going to hesitate. But the resilient part of you, it steps forward, not away. That part is always there, ready to take hits and come back for more. Even when you think it's gone, it's waiting to be called. The only question left is when will you let it out? You see it. Now you can't unsee it. Go test it. Go break the old pattern. No more waiting. You know what to do. When the world hits hard, you hit back. Now go. That's it. Let it burn a hole inside the shell. Let yourself transform. Are you ready? I think you are, because tomorrow won't wait. Time to show your resilience. Go get it. Don't look back.